Hi, Rainer.
Hi, Christine.
Cool having you here on stage. Let's take a seat.
Oh, okay.
I thought our special guest will be coming on stage later on.
Good,
that was the idea, because I have to ask you in regards of today, day one, we had Chancellor Scholz visiting us. You had lots of customer talk so far. What's your impression from day one at the fair?
Well, first of all, very impressed. Also very impressed by the booth. And basically, we show one use case battery really end to end. So from design really to the final, even recycling, thinking about cycling economy. And very impressive and very good customer talk today.
Very good. And we'll have a wonderful talk here now. So I mentioned all these challenges. How do our customers tackle these challenges? How do we support them?
Well, I think if you look how you automate today in a quite integrated system. We call that totally integrated automation. So basically, we bring all the tools together, and we could integrate, for example, from Festo, a pneumatic module into the TIA, in the field bus, and then we get signals. So we do this today, and we do that very successfully, and it's a very growing business. But one of the topics you show here is, you need to be more data-driven, and you need to get maybe more information which is existing from a shop floor in order to optimize further. Because currently, when we take a Festo or take a drive or take a sensor, we maybe get a signal, it's 1 or 0, switch it on or off, and that's it. Well, you can control a machine, but probably there is more in it.
There is more in it, and I kind of see where this is going to. So what actually are we going to announce today, Rainer?
Yeah, so as it's more in it, we said we need to play much more in an open ecosystem. Not only open from a field level, but getting data accessible to a lot of different customers and other partners. And we announced the Edge, Industrial Edge, as an open ecosystem. And what we meant by open ecosystem, that's a platform where partner could add value or should add value, where we want to make data accessible. And I'm very pleased that Festo said, well, that makes sense. And let's make the data we have in our products, which are much more than on-off, let's make those data available for others to consume it, or maybe for Festo to consume it. And therefore, I'm very happy to announce that Festo is joining the Industrial Operation X with the Industrial Edge ecosystem and being an app provider to connect data from their products and provide this data in the open ecosystem.
And I think now it's time for a drum roll and a jingle. And I'm very, very happy to announce that the Vice President for Digital Business at Festo is joining us on stage, Dr. Oliver Niese.
Hello.
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 Hello, Oliver. Great having you here. Take a seat. Also for you, first day at the fair. How was it so far?
Our second day. We had the first pre-stuff yesterday, but it was also exciting for us today. We also had Chancellor Scholz at our booth today, showed him our last bioreactor. We had Minister President Kretschmann just before this show on our booth, and I showed him around, so very pleased.
Also a busy man here, like you are, Rainer.
Yesterday in the opening, I was very surprised there was these butterflies from Festo flying around the opening ceremony. This was the first connection with Festo yesterday already.
All right, so yeah, you guys definitely are, as said, a global player, and automation without you is not possible as well. So may you please tell us a little bit about you and why Festo has decided to join the Industrial Edge ecosystem at Siemens?
Yeah, sure. So I'm responsible at Festo for our digital business and our didactic, which is a technical education provider. So I'm responsible for all of the non-core products of Festo, basically. In digital business, we are developing and bringing to market our software-first products on top of our core portfolio, but also independently. So basically, we don't really care whether our components are underneath or not. But we do follow in our software development the same approach than in our core business. We are a component provider, and we also would like to provide our software component-ish. So it's component-based, basically it's Dockerized. So for us, it's very important that we can then deploy our software in open-minded, flexible platforms. And basically for us, it's the idea to have a bulletproof platform that Industrial Edge provides to us, then provide our applications on top of it, which also includes our domain expertise, knowing about all of the field level, knowing about components, how they work, what data is relevant, what not.
So far, it sounds like Oliver could also work for Siemens. I mean, it's all the buzzwords which I hear from our colleagues throughout the day.
I think we are playing the same market.
Exactly.
And basically, market has certain requirements, and Festo, if I met a customer, and normally I see a lot of Festo equipment as you see our equipment. So basically, it's not surprisingly that the same words are been named.
And you say it. I mean, we both are global, strong partners, strong on their own. How can I imagine that these two are working together in an ecosystem?
Well, first of all, the Industrial Edge ecosystem was from the beginning on designed as an ecosystem. And maybe Siemens was developing an edge system already up front. And we were basically had a very good functionality, but we figured out, well, it's not open. It's a proprietary topic. And we said, well, we need to have really an open IT standard. And for edge computing, Docker Compose is somehow a standard everybody can use. So, and as Oliver said, well, it was quite easy somehow to wrap the functionality into a container, which is a standard IT technology, and then deploy it on a device. And Industrial Edge offers a very robust platform for app providers. In this case, Festo is acting as an app provider, providing a functionality as an app which can be deployed on that ecosystem. We are also working now with device builders. I mean, there was a discussion also with Festo. Maybe it makes sense to be a device builder. There's others offering edge devices based on Industrial Edge. So where also the execution of the functionality is then built in. But I also know that we discuss further, and it's an area where industry is exploring. It's not kind of now set everything in stone. And we said, this is a journey, and we want to go this journey together. And let's start with the first topic. Let's get feedback from the market. And we have this kind of, I would say, kind of exploratory mindset. And let's move. And then let's see what the customer needs. We know data is somehow very, very important. And, the first step, providing data, is, I think, the right one. It's a not regret move.
And Rainer has basically summarized exactly the first discussions that we had about a year ago, where we just said, let's just do it. Try to get our first experiences and not try to think 10 years ahead, but get a start, get a try, because, as you said, the industry is exploring and we need to be there.
So, are you happy with how you're positioned in this ecosystem?
We are. So, as Rainer said, we start as an application provider because it's an easy start to gain experience. And we will see whether our role will evolve over time. But that's a good start where we can bring all of our knowledge very easy into this ecosystem.
Talking about individual IoT solutions, and the Siemens building blocks to create IoT solutions are just like Lego bricks, I've been told, or puzzle pieces, right? So what about the building blocks which Festo will bring in?
Yeah,
maybe that's a better answer.
Yeah,
it's probably a good pick for me. So basically, we are bringing our Festo AX industrial intelligence solution step by step into the Industrial Edge ecosystem. This is basically built or split out into several different applications, which you see here on screen. The first and the most important one is data access, because you need to access any kind of data before you can do analytics on top of this data. So this is our first step and our first tryout into this ecosystem. And you will easily get data from our devices and get it into the full ecosystem of the Industrial Edge. So important first step. But then what's to come afterwards is our added value solutions that we also have. And here we really do something with the data. We do analytics on top of the data. And we have use cases like predictive maintenance, but also predictive energy, where we predict and optimize energy flows of our customers, predictive quality to increase the production quality as well. And that's really where we can bring in all of our application knowledge that we have, combine it with our technology and the understanding of our technology, and then just let it run on a solid proof platform. That's the idea.
It sounds so easy, Rainer. And it's also cool when our customers or partners are convinced that this is a, as we call it, no-brainer, that things are running, that you get your applications running. So in regards of Industrial Edge ecosystem customers' benefits, anything more to add from your side?
I mean, we always say data is the key to optimize further in the future. Data, yes, but it needs to be contextualized. And Festo will not only say this is the data, but also say what the data means. Yeah, what is the context of the data? And what we want to provide is really having contextualized data of a lot of topics on the field level, but maybe on some assets which are on the shop floor, data from our controller, from our PLC. So how can we make this data really available? And then it got to be also attractive. And I think what is necessary, we need to attract for Industrial Edge a lot of bright minds, which are maybe today more in the IT space, and which say, well, the field bus thing at the automation space is a little bit strange, and I don't know that different field buses and how I access the data. Let's make this data available, context enriched on APIs for other app builders, which might come on the IT space, might come from the AI space, and say, now I have this data on APIs and can build on top. And then they combine maybe data from Festo, which is on the maybe on the Primatic or on a drive, combine it with data which maybe comes out of a Siemens controller, and say, if I combine this and this and apply some logic on it, I can create value. And we want to have others really creating value and creating an ecosystem where it's a win-win. Because as more partners are joining, as bigger is the value of the ecosystem for our customers. And then you can do optimization and take now what we have here, the battery line. We know that the battery production today, there is a lot of waste still generated. The ramp up is quite hard. And we believe that when you connect the different process steps and get more value out of the sensoric, which is anyway installed, you're going to optimize the process and you're going to create much better yield out of battery production. It's only one example. But this is only possible by optimizing a more comprehensive solution, not optimizing only small pieces. And that starts on an edge, but goes further than on a complete line.
How much into the future is that thought?
That thought is not so much in the future.
It's really kind of...
I think we are on the datas are there. I think currently we need to get more people in general. This is a topic on OT. How we get these smart people work in the OT space. And I think the world likes IT, but it runs on OT. So let's make it attractive.
Nice
and the first step is getting the data.
So the joint plans for the future are what, Oliver?
So what we will do further on, so as I said, we start with, Rainer confirmed it, bringing the data into the system, which is the important baseline. Next step will also be to bring analytic apps on top, so that we really start analyzing and implementing value-added services on top to really make it easy for our customers in the end to bring value into their scenarios. I also would like to add one final thing, maybe from my second role of didactic. Rainer said that we need bright people that are familiar with both worlds, IT and OT. This convergence of IT and OT is happening right now, and we also need to skill and upskill the people out there. So we need to upskill IT people with OT skills and vice versa. Yeah. That's also something that is close to our heart and that we are working on.
Yeah.
I guess that's also one of the big benefits we are having in being in an ecosystem. It's not one company being in a silo anymore. Experts do share expertise.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's great having such a global, strong partner with us here in the ecosystem. For sure, a fruitful partnership for both sides. Thank you for sharing your vision, your facts, and the insights of how these two global partners are working together and joining forces in accelerating transformation, not just for you, but also for our customers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Big hand of applause to the two of you.
Thank you.